What is up, good people? Welcome back to the Sinusoidal Music channel. It's me, Prince Charizard. I've got a very unique track for you guys. Like, seriously, I know it's rare to find things that, you've not come across before in this day and age, but I'm willing to bet with you. What shall we wager? Since this is an internet wager, I'll wager a like. If you've not heard the song before, you better leave a like on this video. So the artist is Davis West, and I think this man is a genius. Like, I think anyone who meets him would learn something new from him. That's the kind of vibe Davis has. And we're listening to the first track from his album, Bedroom Bluegrass. Now, if you're wondering about all of these things, what bluegrass means, we're going to talk about that in just a second. But as I always say, let's let the music do the talking first, and then we'll get into breaking things down. Okay, so amidst all of this violin virtuoso madness happening, of course, that's the first thing anyone's going to notice. This is a very violin heavy piece. And the melodic lines in this, they're beautiful. And they're so intricate, right? The melodies being played. Every bar, you have the new movement. You've got a new switch up. And even though the melodic idea for the first 4 bars is the same, there's so much movement going on. It's virtually impossible to follow. But all of this is held together with this amazing rhythm, which is all being played on the strings, by the way. The first section just has got a bass, it's got a fiddle, a fiddle is basically a violin. And there is also a mandolin being played. So a mandolin, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to call it a very tiny guitar. It's a very easy way to understand what a mandolin is. And all of these instruments are typical instruments that would be used in a bluegrass track. So bluegrass music is basically the folk music, like the OG folk music of England, Ireland, and Scotland, and the surrounding areas, the Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian? Hold on. Appalachian Mountains. Please excuse my geography. It's one of my weak points. So the folk music of these areas eventually came to be known as bluegrass music. And I'll leave some links to some popular bluegrass tracks in the description below, so you can go and check those out. But what Davis has done with this track has created like a very modern interpretation of what bluegrass would be like. And we're still building into it, so let's continue listening, because you'll understand by what I mean by modern in just a second. Damn, was that crazy or was that crazy? I was totally mind blown when I heard this track. I had literally never heard anything like this. I mean, we've all heard crystallized like dub violin, which was itself amazing. But this just, I mean, I don't know, this is so fresh. It's just such a cool new take. I've literally sonically never experienced this before, and I love being surprised. So, damn, hats off to Davis West for like blowing my mind casually on a Tuesday afternoon. So that drop is super cool. Like you can hear a lighter going off and a hit being burnt as we enter into this new era of like bluegrass through the eyes of like a producer. The mix here is amazingly tight because it's quite tricky sometimes to record acoustic elements, and it's trickier still to mix them in with electronic textures because very often you can just hear them being so different from each other that they don't really blend. But I think Davis has done a beautiful job on the mix. I'm not sure who's mastered this track, but that too has played a hand in bringing this whole thing together very well. But let's talk about the complexity of the music here. Let's talk about what's happening in the drop. It's staying true to like a jazzy, classical kind of style, like classical music / jazz kind of style. So we have like this main melody which is introduced to us, which goes on. It kind of goes on throughout this entire part where the percussion is there and the drums are present and this lo-fi kind of feeling. But if you notice, the first 4 bars of this breakdown bit, they're fairly simple in terms of complexity. So you've got your melody in the first half of the bar, and in the second half of the bar, you've got some fills going on. And the structure continues till the part ends, but the fills themselves and also the complexity of the rhythm is progressing about every 4 bars. You can just hear the fills becoming a lot more intricate. The notes are being played a lot faster, and the grooves are also getting a lot cooler. So it's a really cool and natural progression that Davis is doing with this part, and it just flows so well all the way until the end. And from there, Davis is taking us back into this acoustic kind of feeling. This feeling of you are moving with that melody. So you never feel like something's jumped, or you never feel like, hey, I missed a beat. But you're still just suspended and you're just floating along with the song. You know, you got to go with the flow on this one. You can't really fight it, or you can't try to groove too hard because it's gonna confuse you in the best and the most amazing way possible. And now, let's talk about the mastermind behind this track, Davis West. So Davis is a Japanese-American songwriter and a violinist. I mean, he's also a bass player. So to be honest, he is kind of a master of all the trades, at least of the fiddle and the bass. And Davis has been an educator in music for 10 years, and I think it really comes through in how organic and original the music is. It feels like Davis has created this niche where he's able to really explore something so organic, like it feels so intrinsically naturally coming from his heart, but it's so musical and it's so well put together, and the mix is so good. I think that's one of the toughest things to achieve for any musician, that you're creating music from the bottom of your heart, you're doing what you want, but it's happening so naturally and coming together so well. So Davis is currently based out of Berlin, Germany. I'm also going to leave a link to Davis's website down below. So show Davis some love. Show us some love by liking this video. And if you've been enjoying a bit of our work so far, you should go and check out our newsletter. So we have a weekly newsletter where we talk about all things music, right? We've got new recommendations for you guys. We're going to have a little bit of music education where we talk about things like production and new techniques. And we're also going to have the latest news in music. So if that seems like something that you would be interested in, why don't you go check that out? It'll be awesome. It'll be really fun. And if you want to see some more of me, of my face, you can subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to be around here. I'm going to be posting music. I'm going to be finding new tunes, finding awesome artists like Davis so that you and I can just vibe to it together. And I'll catch you in the next video. This is Prince Shahrazad for Sinusoidal Music, signing off.